Good evening. It is October 31st. It's Halloween. Happy Halloween. It's 8:56 p.m. Head Injury Jane here. I haven't made a video in a while. And I thought that I would make one. Actually, I'm making this right now because there's a spot on my head where my head hit, where my head made impact. Of course, I know, if you've been watching any of my videos, you now know that that was over a year ago in August. And I have bad pain where my head hit, and every once in a while, like right now, it itches. It like, and it feels like it's almost bleeding. I want to say it feels like there's something happening, but I can't itch it because it hurts so bad that if I touch it, it feels like there's like a lump there, and it actually really hurts. I am pretty sure I'm going to have to go to my doctor. I had a CAT scan in June, and the person who saw it said that it was supposed to be clear, but I mean, I'm feeling really weird right now, like all on the right side too, and that's where the head impacted, and that's where it feels like it's itching, and it feels like there's liquid in there, like it's like liquid running on the outside of my scalp, is how it feels. And uh but I can't, if I touch it, it hurts really bad. Like there's a weird deep. So I'm gonna have to go to the doctor. I just, you know, uh, yeah, I just hate going to the doctor, but I'm gonna have to. I don't want to go to the doctor right now because of, germs. I'm wanting to avoid, I'm not even getting I need to get my teeth cleaned, and I'm not even getting my teeth cleaned because E68 and everything else that's bouncing about. But this, I might not have a choice. And my ears have been ringing. My ears ring every day, but I've learned to live with it where it kind of goes into the background, and it doesn't really affect me. I can actually, as long as I'm doing stuff and busy, busy, busy. But recently, like the last 4 or 5 days, my ears have been ringing pretty steadily. And now they're ringing kind of loud. Like I said, my head is hurting. Um, Makes me a little bit nervous. I don't like it. I guess this is what I've long termed headiness. But what's odd about it is when you start feeling all these things, you actually, like, I'm like, am I about to have an aneurysm? Is there about to be a bleed back here? Because the nature of a head injury, like the one I had, yeah, like this ear, my right ear is just like, it's like ringing really loud, pitching really loud, like in and out, even as I speak right now. But anyway, I don't want to make it, I don't want to panic or freak out, but yeah, the ears are ringing way louder than normal for the last 4 or 5 days. But this head thing has been going on for a couple months now. I've noticed a spot back there that will itch, and I'll, at first I was just like, I would itch it, and then it would, like, there would be this terrible, deep, dull pain in there, like someone just took a hammer and hit me in the head with a hammer. It hurt real bad. I was like, oh my God. And I thought, okay, that's not, but I didn't know. I think I've been calling it phantom. But no, that's not phantom. That's just pain. So I think I'm going to have to go see a doctor about it. It makes me, like I said, it makes me nervous. It makes me think I'm going to die. It really does. It could just be normal headiness where it just, um, it just par for the course. I have had this before. I have had it where this year multiple times, actually. Oh gosh, I've suffered multiple things, but I just haven't experienced it in a while. So I don't know if, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But ears are ringing quite loud, and I am definitely experiencing headiness, uh and it's, like I said, it is a little scary. I do wonder if there's like a clot and it's going to move, or if I'm going to have a bleed of some kind. because I have not had the best of, I should have had an MRI straight away. The ER physician failed me, and since then, I mean, I've yet to have an MRI. I've had a CAT scan, and I asked for an MRI because I understood that an MRI is more specific about detecting um, free radical damage, damage, free radicals in the damaged area of the brain that a CAT scan or obviously an X-ray could show. So I think it might boil down to something like that, because there's a lump there. Like I don't even want anyone touching it, because I feel like, am I going to dislodge something? It's true. I feel like I might dislodge something. But primarily I've been doing really good. The short-term memory, as much as I work on the short-term memory using neuroplasticity, thus so far it's staying like the same, where it's still just super damaged. And especially the short-term memory, I mean, I don't forget everything, but it's a great deal of stuff that I just kind of, you know, you just kind of deal with. You learn to the goal is to not be frustrated. There are times where it's frustrating, but one of the things that I've done recently is I've organized a lot of different things, and I've organized them to be to help me be better prepared. So when I'm looking for something, there's this routine of, this is where this goes, and this goes, and this goes, and this goes, and this way there's no like freak out because I can't find, I can no longer rely on my memory. So now I've created these different ways and areas and bags and blah and stuff to monitor my stuff, to hold my stuff, to keep my stuff. So if I, then I always, like, it's strange not being able to rely on your memory. It's shocking in a lot of ways. For me, I've never been a person who could not rely. I mean, I've always been able to rely on memory. My memory has been impeccable, and so it's a very strange thing. But the pain in the head. I mean, that this back here, it bothers me. But it could just be headiness. Like I'm just experiencing, um, you know, the damaged brain, causing the ears to ring really loud. I mean, like I said, for the most part now, I do cope with the ear ringing very well. I mean, there are days where it bothers me, but I am learning, keep myself busy and whatever, and that helps keep it down. But like I said, the last 4 or 5 days though, they've been ringing really loud, and now for the head to just kind of for it to have felt itching there, like it was itching, and then it felt like there was liquid on my head, right? And then when I went to itch it, I was like, oh, don't do that, because I have heard it itching, and then because now I'm like super aware of it since about a month ago when I scratched, I just itched. Didn't break the skin, didn't go aggressive. I just did like like you would scratch yourself, not harder, and it hurt so bad. It wasn't. So yeah, that spot. I mean, probably should get that looked at closer. Guess I'll call the neurologist first and speak with her staff and see if they need to see me or if my general practitioner needs to see me. But I think I need to go ahead and get it looked at before. I mean, because if there's something there, if we catch it early, right, we can get it. Or I don't know if it's just some part of the brain, the injured brain acting out over here in the area of impact, which is where it is. It's like right on the back of the scalp, right there, like. Today I was trying to feel if this side of my skull, like that lump, or that area that you can put in your hand. I got both, two sides that are, so I'm trying to figure out if this side. I think this side actually is like I have my. I think this side, my television. I think this side is bigger, but I don't know. I can't exactly tell, and I don't want to press hard. But I think I think I need to get the area looked at. But it is funny with the ears ringing, coming back up, and see my face is really hot, and but it's on the right side. So my face is hot, and this is bothering me. It's like, okay, because my face is like really, really, really warm, but I don't have a temperature. It's this area of my, so I think my brain is just behaving badly, and that is par for the course. I haven't been doing videos. I don't know if I told you this before. I try to give myself breaks from trailing myself every day, because really the goal is to just kind of establish a routine and get moving towards some goals, some things that I need to work on and overcome, if I'm able to. But it's I have been posting like articles on new information about brain injury and recovery and treatment and therapies. So when I'm not making videos, there's more. I read more than I've been posting. I need to do it more. I need to take care of Head Injury Jane and to continue to share my story and see where I'm going. But tonight I'm actually having a bad night. It's actually hurting me a lot. And it makes me nervous because I don't want to take aspirin, but I like aspirin. I think aspirin is a very kind of body friendly drug overall. But thinking that there could be a blood clot and that there could be a bleed or something, it makes me nervous because it's a blood thinner. So I'm like, okay. And I think about these things, and I think it's important as a TBI sufferer, a head injury sufferer, that we think about these things for ourselves. Is aspirin the best choice? Should it be the first choice for someone who, I have not had extensive imaging, so I don't know, if there is, I don't know if there's something in there or if there isn't, and it's just my brain in that area where it's injured behaving like the injury initially, which I've spoke of that before, and it does. I call it, like, again, I call it headiness, and I guess that could be happening. I just haven't had it in a while. So it kind of has just come out of nowhere, I guess, because I've been, busy and proactive and moving and doing, trying to do a lot. But tons of post-it notes. I'm still working off tons of post-it notes. The short-term memory is very unique. Short-term memory loss is a very strange thing to live with when you're not accustomed to having a bad memory. And when I see everything daily, it's like this accumulation. And I try not to think about it like in a negative sense, clearly, right? Because there's nothing that can be done, and I really don't think about it in a negative sense. But, like, there are things that bother me, like right how my face is on fire right now on the right side, and the whole thing. I'm just like, okay, this is very uncomfortable, and again, like I said, I don't know if it's just my brain behaving injured because it's injured. And brain injuries are very, very different and unique. You know, there could be new stuff happening, and so, yeah, but the short-term memory, I just can't get around it. And I think I know neuroplasticity. I know I'm working on my mind. I know I'm working on my memory. I know that there is some positive effect there, but it's still astonishing to me, like the things that I forget. Just, like I could just be right in the middle of, and if anything distracts me, if I'm in the middle of something and anything distracts me, I could walk away from whatever it is that I'm doing and forget about that. And it's to me, that's like a strange. And I just, I walk around. What's really strange about it is when I come back to whatever it is that I left, I go, like, yeah, oh yeah, I was doing that. You just couldn't imagine how many times I do that. Or I come back around and I go, whoa, like I was in the middle of doing that. And and I'll forget. So that's really strange. That's very strange, actually. But in either case, I just want to come on and talk about like this thing back here where, you know, I think I've been in denial about it because I haven't wanted to go to the doctor, but I knew from the first time that it caused me pain, and the fact that it feels like there's a knot there, but it feels like a blood vessel knot, and it, if you touch it, it freaking hurts. I should have already been to the doctor. It's just I don't want to go to the doctor. Oh well, it's part of it, right? I have to take care of myself, and part of that is the responsibility of going to the doctor and having this looked at again. I don't know. I don't think anyone has physically inspected my head, but at this point, I think I need to have a physical head inspection, like someone to get in there. And I wonder if there's a way to image it topographically, or well, the MRI, I don't know, but uh, I need to go, I guess, to the doctor and see if there's something there, which in itself is a scary prospect, right? I mean, just the whole thing, I guess. And I hate my memory, and like I said, I try to accept it, but there's so many things that, it affects. It's crazy. But I hope that you guys are doing well. Watch your heads and take great care. Tomorrow, November the 1st. So I wish you a happy fall. Take great care. Bye.